Hang on one second. Holy crap, there's lots of people in my fucking other live. Liveception. We're going to do some double dips. If people from here want to jump to my other stream, I'll kill this one and just do that one. I'm not sure how I'm going to do guests if I do guests tonight, but we'll see. We will see. Coco, did you change your name? Did you change your name to something I'm not going to feel comfortable saying? God damn it, Coco. Now you have an idea. Critters. I do that to creators I like all the time. I will go into, I have a burner account. I have two burner accounts. One is right-wing nonsense, so I can go look at videos that I need to cut clips from without ruining my fucking FYP on this account. And the other one is my shit posting account, where I'll go into like other people's lives, but I'll change my name to be something funny. And then Skeleton, I can't call you that. I cannot call you that. All right, who do we have over here? We actually have a dozen people over here. We got like 2.5. We got 2.5 dozen between the two. I'll take it. Don't, again, this is a learning experience. I'm going to banter with all of you. I mean, look, Coco, you can give me clearance to say that. Let me bring you up. Yeah, no problem. You guys got to bear with me. Of course, I decided to do this double dip. Did I clear it with my mods? No. Did I set up mods coming with me? Also no. Pow. Let's pin that shit. I think what I'm going to do to the TikTok family, I think I'm going to let you watch here in case you don't have other platforms, but I think I'm going to do my live this way, if that makes sense. Zealous, I did not. What is that? Hold on. Ka-chow. Who are you? I don't trust you. Ka-chow. Let me turn the volume on. What's up?
Hello?
What up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Finally. Look, I got it right this time.
You did get it right this time.
I fully fucking watched YouTube tutorials. That I was going to come back prepared.
Oh, man.
And
how's everyone doing on this lovely weekend night?
I am, I'm good. How are you?
You know, world's on fire, fascism's on the rise. I'm fine.
Exactly.
Like,
it's wild. Like, there's so much going on all at once everywhere that, like, I don't even know where to, like, anchor myself because it's literally, like, taking hits from all sides. It's wild.
You know, we need to, I use the term we loosely, but hold on one second. I got a troll that I got to mute.
That's fucking right. I'm doing technology. Told you, bitches.
You are. We got to remember, like, we as a populace have to remember that feeling you just said you're having is the goal. Like, they barraged us with all this shit fucking hour one so we wouldn't feel like they destabilized us. You know what I mean? Proletariat. I'm also on the platform you do Rivals on if you want to go over there and join the panel. Limey, thank you. I paid more money for this shirt than I've paid for any other article of clothing ever. But like, and like, obviously, you know this. I'm not trying to be some type of way, but you're a woman of color and you're over the age of 15. You know how this shit fucking works because you've been dealing with it for decades.
I just fucking told our group chat that. I was like, this is completely predictable white fuckery from these men. Like, there's nothing new about it. And to focus on it is to take away from the joy of life that we have a little bit of. So I think it's really important that people, like, unplug at some point in life during the day and, like, have some fun and remember, like, yes, this is all affecting us in a way that's, like, very profound and devastating. But at the same time, we, like, have to focus and we have to, like, understand that like community is the most important. And if you don't engage with people and if you isolate yourself and you stay hidden, that's dangerous, especially in the climate we're like facing right now. So,
We
go ahead.
Go you first. Absolutely, you first.
I'm still getting drunk. You can go ahead.
We also need to remember, and I don't know how to say this in any way other than a boxing term. So if anyone here knows what I'm thinking about, there are lots of feints here. There are lots of fake punches here that they are trying to get us to take the bait for. Like, I opened my heart to you. That was bait. It was
bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
It was bait, and so many of us took the bait because now we're fucking furious about it.
You know what? That's what fucking pisses me off too. Is that that side? I'm not gonna like get too specific here. That side will always play on the fact that like this side has like an emotional like temperature, and like we will fall for that shit. Like we will try to like give the benefit of the doubt, and that's like I don't know. It's too much.
I'm not even saying like give the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying like my feed has been utterly full of people talking about whether him claiming autism is valid or what I give my heart to you would look like. And then the videos where he came out and went like this to show he was giving his heart. Like none of what he did in that moment mattered. And to be honest, none of what he did should surprise any of us. Like, this is a 1%er who comes from apartheid Africa and his dad owned an emerald mine. Who's surprised?
Nobody.
But while we're talking about civil rights and gay rights and trans rights, and
it's too much. It's too much at once. And this is like I called this shit with amongst like my closer circle of friends. Like I knew this was going to happen. Like he was going to get sworn in and immediately it was going to be fucking chaos. Like, and it's to like disrupt everyone. It's for us to like be like unsteady and not know like, you know, what do I focus on? Do I focus on gay rights? Do I focus on racial like discrimination? Do I focus on fucking all of these things that are affecting so many of us? But I don't know, regardless, it's all bullshit and I'm not falling for it. I'm sick of playing the games and I'm live. What's up? I just want there to be like a point in history where like we stop playing the game and we start kind of pushing back against it, but I won't get too much into that.
You know, I said this to a friend today. I went out to dinner today and one of my friends asked me about Elon's tweet, which I did see, which took some work to see.
What the fuck did he say?
Oh my God. He tweeted, hold on. I actually think I can bring it up without messing up either one of my lives. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to make it my background on TikTok. No. What's that?
I said, don't do a Coco.
I think I can do this. I think I can. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Is this it? Nope, that's not it.
I'm going to read.
I don't have it.
Let's see what the chat is saying here. Good night. Did you find it?
I did not, but his tweet was functionally like he literally was like, his pronouns are like he, Himmler. I bet you did not see that coming. Like,
oh shit!
Like he leaned into it, and my friend was like,
they should.
But my friend was like, "What do you think about that?" I'm like, "I care a little bit about that. I care way more that he just removed, like, he just made racial discrimination legal again, like removing the 1965 law that banned racial discrimination in the workplace. I care way more about that than fucking Elon's tweet, you know?"
Yeah, no, it's so sticky. That's what I told our group chat today. I was like, it's sticky and it's getting stickier. So like community is where it's at because we need to really be able to pull each other out of it because it's gonna get fucking awful before it gets good. And to even think about whether or not it will get good after this next 4 years is like the slippery slope of like falling into like dread. 'Cause, like I keep thinking, I'm like, all right, I've got till 2028. That's all I gotta do. I just gotta do 4 years of this bullshit. I'm gonna fucking just thug through it. And then I think, but what the fuck if this shit catches fire and it becomes the fucking popular thing and we end up with another fucking 8 years of this bullshit? And then I get really mad and then I have to like pull it back.
Well, also,
Hmm.
they put forth a law. Somebody on TikTok said he didn't go. They're going to try for more. Not only are they going to try for more, they're already trying for more because they already drafted a bill that says presidents can have a third term if they
Bullshit.
had a split term for term 1 and 2. Bill hasn't
Fuck.
passed yet, but it's already drafted.
Oh, fuck that. He's gonna be fucking dead. If that motherfucker lives till he's in his 90s, I will become a fucking white woman. That's bullshit. He's
Well,
gotta have some kind of goddamn aneurysm at some point here.
but also let's be real. How many presidents in the entire US history have had a split term? 2. And one of them was 120 some years ago. Yep, Grover Cleveland. Someone did know that.
God damn. That's,
Like it's
Lauren.
it is written so Trump and only Trump could have a third term.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not into that at all. Oh
Nobody,
my god. He might go bald at that point. Ugh, I'm gonna be sick.
nobody's into that. And unfortunately,
Bald Trump. Just think about that. Ugh, gross. Sorry, go ahead.
you're fine. And it is funny. And I'm not saying this. I want to be clear. I'm not advocating for anything horrible to happen to an elected official.
Absolutely not. Political violence is bullshit, but there comes a point where it's like, hey, is this politics or is this fucking dictatorship and fascism that's like completely destroying the nation that we fucking worked so goddamn hard to try to build? Where's my incense?
What I was gonna say is, I think a lot of people neglect the fact that this man is in his mid 80s. He's easily 100+ pounds overweight. We know he eats like shit. We know he drinks Diet Coke and not water. And these people being like, he's going to get to run again. Do you think, we know he had a stroke while he was in office last time. We know he had a stroke.
Yeah. I don't know. I just need for there to be like obviously shit wasn't like super peaceful during Barack's like presidency, and shit was definitely not peaceful during Bush's. And I was too little to fucking understand Clinton. That man just played did the Macarena at the White House, and I thought he was fucking cool, and he played the saxophone like my dad. So I was like, "You're awesome." But I just need there to be a point where we have a leader who is like, I just need everyone to be okay. And I know that's completely like dreamy and wishful thinking, but I don't understand why that's so hard
Yeah,
outside
can
of
we just
Go ahead.
get someone in office that cares about everybody?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this like battle. And I think that's where I'm just jaded by that. Like, why are we to the point where it's like uh, it feels like fucking video games. Like, remember when Halo first came out and it was like red versus blue? Like,
I want you to know that I am such not a video gamer. I barely get
really?
that reference.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh, we were doing we had TVs and wires fucking hooked to 5 different bedrooms. That's so funny that you missed that. Oh, I forget, dude. You're I almost said something rude, but we're a different generation.
How old are you, Coco?
I'm about to be 39.
Yeah, I'm 10 years older than you.
Yeah, so we're a decade apart.
Oh, we did have those. We had LAN parties when I was a young man. I was just never into it.
Hey, Jen. Yeah. No, I went through a phase. I went through a video game phase. I went through a D&D phase.
See, that's my game of choice. That was always my game of choice.
I love D&D. I could totally get back into that if I had the right group of friends, but I don't anymore.
I keep trying to get Christian to play, but he won't.
That's not Christian's vibe, but I could see why you would want him to, because he would be fun at it.
He'd be hilarious.
He'd
also,
be
I keep
brutal is what he would be.
If Rackard's still in here, I also I don't know if you saw Coco. I have a couple times couple times for charity, I've auctioned off D&D sessions because I run D&D as a job.
Yeah, I saw that.
And somebody bought a session. They're like, I can't use it. So like, give it to the family that this is for. So Rackhart's house technically gets one. He just hasn't done it yet.
Hell yeah, that's fucking cool. My very first D&D game ever, I killed okay, so the dungeon master that was like doing the game for us.
Are
He
you really
had
telling me about your character?
kinda I don't even fucking remember what my character was. What I fucking remember was that the guy who was running the game was my at the time fiance's cousin, and he had like a long-term living girlfriend, and she got in real life pissed at me because I killed her elven children like on a roll, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just trying to be like exciting and edgy, and I like killed her children and like burned down her village, and like she was like mad at me for like a while about it. Like the holidays were uncomfortable after that.
I want you to know I 100% believe you. And it's so funny because one of the interesting things about collaborative storytelling, which is one of the oldest human things we do, is how real that shit fucking feels once you're in it.
It
Once you are in
does.
it, it feels so fucking real.
Oh yeah, no, like I started playing after that like more seriously, and like you get invested in your character, and like especially if the game's gone on for like hours, like you start to feel like like I don't know. I totally get it in hindsight, but at the time I laughed in her fucking face, and now I kind of feel bad about that, but it's 20 years later, so whatever.
And you still feel guilty? You were definitely raised Christian.
Totally raised Christian, not just Christian, like raised Jehovah's Witness, left it for like 3 years, and then fell deep into the like conservative Christian trap, and like was in that for like 2 years before I was so gracefully honored with the title of youth pastor with my husband, and did that for 6 years, and then came to, and then what the fuck happened? I kind of we went off the rails for a minute there. Like shit got crazy. Then the pandemic happened, and that's when I was like, "Oh, I'm not a conservative. I'm not Christian. I'm a full-blown socialist, and this is bullshit, and we need to like rise up against." And then after that I got really like business oriented.
So that's
But
when Christ's teachings caught up with you.
yeah. You know what though? Like I still fucking say it to this day. Like I think that Jesus was a cool dude. I don't care what people like think about that. Like I still live by like a lot of the like, do unto others as you want done to you type bullshit. But I get that it's crazy. The story is absolutely insane. Like imagine your geckos and your snakes were talking to you right now, tempting you to eat a fucking pomegranate.
I would thank Christian for whatever he got me. So yeah, I don't know. It's fuck. What a fucking. I know it's Friday, so I can say this now. But what a week we've had. What a month this week has been. Jesus Lord.
Literally, it feels like a goddamn year, and it's been 7 days.
Oh. And again, we knew this was going to happen. We knew.
Hi, Andy. See you in the
But
chat.
oof.
Yeah.
Proletariat, where are you?
Who's proletarian? I need to be introduced. Bring this person up.
I don't know if they're here. Proletariat, are you over here? He hopped into Vi, this is where you're begging me to play another TTRPG? No, I already play other TTRPGs.
It feels like a lifetime. Hi, Coco. Hi, Jen. Andy Jones. Hello, Milkman. This is where I say I'm begging you to play another TTRPG, right? Who else is talking in here?
That is Vi, one of my mods. Let me.
Oh, I met Vi the other
Yep.
night.
Yep.
Hi, Vi.
Pow. Give me
Prostituted
1
fine.
second.
Hi.
I'm going to DM this link to someone. Y'all need to bear with me while I go into my fucking Discord. It's
You're
like
all
the
good.
it's like the 43rd of January. Fucking relatable right there.
Hi, Joanne, Nag, 22. Hang on. Be right up, friends. Hey, Coco. Hi, friends. ADHD. ADHD brain is here. We should bring them up at some point. Who Where's Christian at? Did he like get a tag? I
Christian
tagged. Yeah,
Christian's feeling sick. Christian's been sick all yesterday and today, so we may not see him.
he has been MIA. He
Yeah.
surprised us today with a GIF War channel on the Discord, and I was fucking for it.
Of course you were, because you've already got 75 million posts in there.
I hit level like fucking 38 on that ladder shit, and I still don't know what the fuck it means. I just know
I
that
don't
I'm
know
like,
what it means either.
no
It's like
one's
you.
taking it from me. That's what it means.
It's like you've leveled up. Did you see Ice pulled kids from school in Dundalk today? No, I did see Ice try to get into a school in Chicago. Like,
Bullshit. That's so
oh.
terrible. So okay, hold on. Because I have purposely like avoided this shit, I just need like a quick like tell me like I'm 5 years old. Like, are they going into schools and taking children out that potentially don't have citizenship? Is that what's happening?
Yep.
Fucking hell. Oh my
You know,
god.
to stop the crime and close the borders, you know what criminals I think of? Grade school.
Children. Fucking 5-year-olds. What the fuck? That's crazy.
When
That's
I think of the criminal
insane.
minds that are ruining this country, children.
But at the same fucking time, they don't do shit about the ones that have these in schools, right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because they're paid to do both things. They're paid to be mean to one group and they're paid
Hey
not to be mean
Chris.
to another.
Hey Chris, this is for you, buddy. Talking, I'm only level 31. Who else is close to level 30? Find me that. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, no. It's absolutely insane. Like to to put children in the light of like criminality is bizarre for one thing, and it's backwards as fuck because they don't do that to young YT men whatsoever whenever they are shooting up. I don't know if we can say that on here, but whenever they're
You
going
can also
ham.
say white on here.
Oh, okay, cool. Whenever they're like have these white men that go into fucking movie theaters and shoot shit up, or like go into schools or malls, like where is the goddamn brigade for that shit? Like, are be so fucking for real. That's what I want to say.
But here's the thing: politicians do what they're paid to do, and right now they're being paid to back the Second Amendment, no matter what. And they invest in private prisons, so they're putting
They're
people in prison.
fucking puppets. That's all they are.
Like somebody brought it up. I don't know if you were already in here. Somebody brought it up. That how do I want to move this rack? What is it? Mississippi Bill 1984, which
Mm-hmm.
is the best fucking name for that bill, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It makes being an undocumented immigrant in Mississippi punishable by life in prison without parole.
Say that again.
If you are an undocumented person in Michigan and they catch you, life in prison without parole.
See, now that's just business. That's not a punishment. That's business. That's a contract. That's saying, hey, I'm gonna trade you for who you are. For that's stupid. That's so stupid.
Well, here's the thing, because remember, the 13th Amendment allows slavery if
Yeah,
you are in prison. So,
and that's what I'm saying. That's business. They're
yeah,
fucking trading. That's human trading. That's disgusting.
and they're offering $1,000 bounties for people that turn someone in,
That part.
and they have a bounty hunter class coming to teach people how to catch these people. And
That part.
we all need to remember that it is not Big Brother that's going to fuck us. It is Little
Nope.
Snitch.
Exactly.
It is Little Snitch.
So
So
fucking your mouth fucking shut.
it like everyone you know is a model citizen. They commit no crimes.
I
They're
know
American.
nobody. I
Like,
fucking know nobody. My fucking American friends are fucking flying that goddamn flag and kissing the fucking boot. I know nobody. Snitches get stitches. Is there still a ton of money being behind keeping 2A? Fucking yeah, there is.
oh yeah. 2A,
Yep.
2A is probably the number one. Like, go ahead, Coco. You respond, and then
No. I'm just reading. Yeah. So there's a shit ton of money behind that. I lived in Montana for 15 years, and the amount of arms that are traded and sold on a fucking weekly basis at the fairgrounds is crazy for one thing. Um, but just the amount of money. Hey, what's up? Hi. The amount of money that is being put behind the NRA is like well, we don't believe in God, but ungodly. Like it's a shit ton of money. So yeah.
I am.
Oh my goodness.
I am old enough. I'm old enough. I'm going to make fun of my age since Coco already did.
I don't apologize. I do not apologize.
Coco does not apologize.
I actually don't need an apology from Coco because
I think it's fucking
Coco
rad,
already
dude.
told me I don't look my age. So
You don't. I would have never guessed you were half a century old.
I'm telling you, unproblematic whites, we age good.
Hey, let's go.
I remember what I was going to say is.
I don't know why my camera is like super close. I can't figure out why.
I remember when the NRA, and you're going to laugh, advocated for gun control. I remember.
Oh, in the 90s? Early 90s?
I remember when the NRA backed Clinton's assault weapon ban because it was
they did.
good for the country.
And what the fuck did that do? It made a fucking difference. We didn't have fucking mass shootings in the early 90s like we fucking do now. And they won't fucking concede to it. It's bullshit. Like, on the deepest fucking level, flush it down the toilet and call a goddamn plumber. It's absolutely annoying.
And I'm gonna say this. This may be controversial. As a lifelong 2A guy, I don't need those. I can do everything I want to do without them. Also, side note for the TikTok, couple things I want to say. Snacks. I want to thank you.
Are we on TikTok?
Oh yeah, I am right here on TikTok as well as there. You're not on TikTok.
Just you.
I am.
Just you.
I am on both. You are just on Twitch.
Okay, good.
Well, you're technically on Twitch and YouTube, but so to the person that gave me some gifts on TikTok, I want to let you know that I don't keep any of that money. All the money from lives goes to charity. Right now, I'm paying myself back for all the money I spent on Christmas presents for needy kids. So thank you for that gift money, but I don't keep that shit.
Yeah. That's because you're a good human.
No.
So
because that's what heroes do.
It's not because I'm a good human. It's because I'm financially privileged enough to do the good I want to.
Yeah, that's the goal right there.
That's all.
I am a.
TikTok can hear me, Jen? Uh-oh.
Yep, they can hear you.
I'm talking all kinds of shit. Hi, TikTok. How's it going? It's your friendly neighborhood Coco.
I'm a firm believer that most human beings are good. Most human beings are good, but they keep us broke enough that we can't do good.
Dude, all humans, like every single one of us fucking starts out absolutely goddamn magical, smelling like sugar cookies, just wanting to be fed, held, kissed, and loved. Every one of us. Yep. And then at some fucking point, we get on the goddamn playground and some asshole pantses us or pushes us down. And at that point, you begin to realize, hey, we are not all the same. And then at that point, you then respond with either one or two things. You become that person, or you're like, hey, I don't like that. I don't want to be that person. One side of that shit is Republicans, and the other side is goddamn Democrats. And I happen to be not a Democrat anymore, but a goddamn leftist. And I fucking just don't want anyone to be pantsed on the playground anymore. I just want everyone to fucking go down the goddamn slide and get their turn on the merry-go-round and fucking swing and take turns and have a good time. But shit.
You know, the best way I had it explained to me is there's two types of people. I had it rough. Why shouldn't everyone else? I had it rough. Everyone should have it easier than me. And that's it. That is the entirety of the human race.
Pause. To answer Lauren's question, why does it look like Andy is on the left side of the car? He's in fucking England. Everything is fucking backwards and upside down there. In case you didn't know.
It is trippy to drive on the left-hand side of the street.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
can I chime in on the school stuff? So
I would love to have a teacher chime in on that.
So my district, I'm really fortunate. I work in a district that is outspoken about our support of LGBTQIA plus groups, and that our district has sent multiple communications home to families and to teachers that their number one job is to follow the state constitution and protect the people who we care for. And none of us know our kids' immigration status. We're not allowed to know. And that all exterior doors will remain locked. And they've talked with the police department already, and they're like, we want to have you here if we can, but if it becomes an issue, we won't. And basically they're like, no, we will protect our kids. This is a safe place to be. And then reiterated it at a board meeting last night. So I'm feeling really fortunate as a teacher right now. A lot of teachers are not in this place. And it is scary for a lot of our families.
It's terrifying. I have some old friends in Montana that I just like today reconnected with, and one of them, my friend Renee, he sent me a picture of these red flyers that are being like nailed to telephone poles in our old town that are talking like it says mass deportation on the front of them and just all this fucking nasty Nazi bullshit after it. And he was like, I was telling him, I was like, man, I miss home so much. And he's like, you don't. He's like, it's not home anymore. He was like, I want to go into the woods like further and further, like deeper into it because shit's just like out of control. And I'm just like, that's so sad because where we lived in Montana was like, they called it Bosangeles. It's a town called Bozeman.
I know Bozeman.
But it was for 14 years of my life goddamn magical. Like we had our run-ins with racists, but like that's everywhere. You can't get away from that. But apparently it's just been amplified this week, and I'm grateful for school districts like yours that are like actually taking care of their employees and their staff and their children because
well, and like in my district, it's been encouraged to like be who you are authentically. And so we have a lot of educators who have taken that charge and have
good.
done that. And our district supports keeping them in the classroom, but now they're also under attack, right? And so and it was our school board president and the superintendent, a joint email and joint discussion at the school board. So like that's
I
pretty
think that's
fantastic.
amazing. Like we had so get this, imagine this. I moved to Montana when I'm like 21, and I am like no, not I am one of two black women in the whole little town that we live in. And we happened to go to the same church. And funny story about that is like we always got like we looked nothing alike. We had totally different skin tones, like different hair, all of that. But we always got like mistaken. Her name was Tanisha. My name is not Coco, but something else. And so we
I know what it is, and I'll tell you for $5.
that's a low bid, man. But we would get confused all the time. We'd get confused and we'd laugh about it. But as like her and I like went through life together in that part of Montana, it just grew and grew and grew. And that school district that we lived in happened to have a superintendent who was like the fucking most beautiful, fucking dark skinned chocolate man I've ever laid eyes on. And he just happened to have a long history in Montana, and he did amazing, beautiful things for for our school district. Where my son, who's part of our LGBTQ community, felt absolutely seen and like comfortable and like protected in a school district in rural Montana. And we like since we've moved to California, that has not been the case. Our kids are going on well, they were supposed to go on homeschool 2 weeks ago, but we ran into some bullshit, and so now they're getting ready to go next week. But since we moved to California, we live in the Central Valley, and it is Trump country in California here. Like red hat wearing, fucking pill taking goons. Like it is worse than any part of rural Montana that I've ever been in. And my kids have been in school here for like a year and a half, and zero support from the teachers. The teachers are tired and jaded. They say go to your counselor. They go to the counselor. The counselors fucking don't care. They say go to your assistant principal. The assistant principal fucking wants to have a meeting on a Monday at fucking 11:30 a.m. as if people who are working to be able to afford to live in California can do that. And it's just like this perpetual like mess of like no support, no community. And so we're like as a family just trying to figure out like, okay, let's try to replicate what we had there in our house.
Well, let me know if you need help,
I will.
Coco. What age are your kids?
I've got grade wise, I've got a shit, I don't even
Yeah.
fucking know, 5th grader, so a 10-year-old, 5th grader,
Okay.
a 13-year-old, 8th grader. He skipped a year,
Yeah.
and then a 16-year-old sophomore. No.
Yeah. So let me know, because I mean I'm elementary, but I can always help with anything, right? So you just let me know what you need, and I'm happy to like help you, walk you through things if
Oh
they're stuck on
shit.
something and you don't know what to
Hey
do.
guys, the chat is saying that our grandpa is live.
Oh, Grandpa's
Is
live.
that your way of telling me that you're all leaving me? I understand.
Gecko, I love you. Thank you for letting us have this moment.
Love
Goodbye.
you.
Hi
I'm
Andy,
staying
bye
live for those of you
Andy.
that want to stay, but I will see you all later.
All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Take care. Drink water. Eat food. Look at the sky. I don't know how to get off live. That's the one thing I don't remember from. Oh wait, here we go. Okay.
I'll kick you.
See you
You
later,
got it.
dude.
Never
Thank you
mind.
so much.
All right. Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm still here. I thought you were kicking me.
I thought you said you had it.
Oh, okay, then I'll have it. Bye.
Maybe I'm just holding you hostage. Pow. Wow. Just like that, y'all. Just like that. Oh, alas, such is life. When a big creator goes live, sometimes that happens. I'm still staying here though, and I'm still staying live. So, need to find a sugar mama to help you fund your commune? Fuck. Relatable content. I found my sugar mama to help me fund my commune. I just haven't found the commune yet. I found her and I married her before anyone could stop me. Bow, 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 bow. Let me give you guys the link if you want to come up and talk to me. Bow, bow, bow. Also, since I have no one up, on the other platform now, I will happily take someone up on TikTok if someone wants to come up, because I can do live on both. I can alternate both, especially now that I know y'all can hear each other. I will be right back on stream. Got to hit that sanitizer, baby. Oh, bum, bum, bum. Anyone want to come up and join me? If not, you're going to hear me monologue while I do animal chores, which I'm fine with if you're fine with. Oh. I built a cart. I bought a cart that mostly did what I need. Excuse me. Had sweat under my glasses because this room is hot. I found a cart that mostly did what I need, and I ordered it. And my wife was like, "You couldn't find a cart that did exactly what you need?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it was $200 more, and I can make this cart do what I want for $50." So I built this one up to do what I want. This presidency is more scary than even I expected. It shouldn't be, because we knew they were going to do the shit they're doing. It is okay that it's scary, but I submit that it shouldn't be scarier than you expected, because the only thing that's happened so far, hold on one second, gotta move this cart. I have a threshold that I can't cross with wheels. The only thing that's happened that we should truly be, that I was truly shocked about, the only thing that happened that I was truly shocked about so far was Elon Musk. And that was bait. That was to distract us, you know? That was, I hate to say it, and it worked, because justifiably we are all outraged and talking about it. But we also shouldn't be talking about it. Critters. Do I think it's ironic that people grew up with sci-fi films, yet their politics don't align? I don't, because media literacy is non-existent. Media literacy is non-existent. You know, I have a friend. I'm hesitant to use the word friend. I have a professional acquaintance that has a Rebel Alliance tattoo here, and he voted for Trump. And the shit that I give him every time I see him at reptile conventions, it is nonstop. Because you can't be pro-Rebel Alliance and pro-Trump. You cannot. It does not work. You know? Like, in Indiana Jones, you rooted for the guy that punched Nazis and threw them out of dirigibles. Now you're voting for the guy that says Nazis are very fine people. Like, that cannot exist without you being full of shit. And I wish more people realize that. I wish more people realized exactly how full of shit they are. You know, one of the best things I ever heard from anyone was, your opinions should be thoroughly examined, or all opinions should be thoroughly examined, especially opinions that you agree with, because those are the ones that will get you in trouble. And I was like, well, fuck. Ivy, yes, MAGA does idolize Homelander. So much so they got mad when they finally figured out Homelander was making fun of him. All right, I'm going to take a guest on TikTok, so it means no guests on the other platform for a little while. Boom. What's up, Vi?
Hey.
How you doing?
It's been a time. I'll say that much.
Yeah, this week's been a very long year.
Yeah, I've just been burying myself in video games.
Look, whatever you need to bury yourself in, whatever anyone needs to bury themselves in to maintain their mental health, while also fighting fascism as much as they can, I support it. What was it just going to do? Oh, yeah. I want you all to know I still have to cut every one of these things. Is that even a thing anymore? Do these even need to be cut anymore? I don't know. But I went to school in the 80s, so I have to cut every single one.
What are you cutting?
The plastic thing that goes around soda.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The turtles will choke on them.
Right.
And you cut on them.
Is that still a thing? I don't know if it's still the thing.
Yes.
But I know I'm still cut them all. But the sea turtles, yes, 100%. Okay, so side note, for those of you that were in here when a bunch of people left me because a big creator went live, GT, he calls people a sea turtle. He calls people a sea turtle. And every time he does it, I'm in the comments yelling, no one insults the turtles, a la Bender. Critters. I am an Illinois guy. And what's funny is, even when I was in Illinois and I worked in restaurants, when I would sell people a cup to get things, people would say, okay, what do I do with this? And I'd be like, here's your soda. You get it at the pop machine. Like, I have always called it soda, but the machine it comes out of is a pop machine.
I use soda pop and soda pop interchangeably, and I always have, and I probably always will, to be honest.
In Illinois, you get made a lot of fun for that.
Yeah, well.
Well, the commenter clearly knows where I'm from. Yeah, so Ivy, they do feel like they're not plastic, but I still have to cut them. Zealous. It is going to get worse. It is going to get worse. We all know it's going to get worse. It's going to be worse than the last time, too. And I'm not saying that to make anyone feel bad. It's just reality. This time is going to be worse than last time. What?
I said I would love to hear he's not going to do all of that people have to say now.
All right, so I have a video in my drafts that I think is going to be my most controversial political video for a little while. And it addresses that. Because Because, unfortunately, to beat fascism, when there is a portion of Republicans, because there will be, when there is a portion of Republicans that go, I didn't actually believe he was going to do this. Oh, shit. We have to accept them in the fold. I don't want to. I want to be mean to them. I want to be mad at them. But the reality is, if we don't accept them, they will go right back to MAGA. So we have to accept them. I don't want to.
Like, I'm not saying, like, that I would be, like, mocking them or anything. It's just, like, it's, like, why did you think you wouldn't? Why? I'm just curious, honestly.
So, there are... The only way I know how to explain it... Hold on one second. Joyful, thank you very much for that. The only way I know how to explain this is... And I use this to describe lots of people that have bad ideas, not just voters. There are people that are actively bad, and there are people that are passively bad. And there's layers to both, but there are lots of people that are passively fascist or passively MAGA. And I know that sounds nuts, but it's true. Because they were raised in households where they were told, if you don't vote Republican, you're a piece of shit. And they were brainwashed as children, you know, like, and I know that sounds silly, but I was raised in a Republican household. So all of you that are hearing me say this, I want you to know I was raised by young earth creationist Christians that fucking love Trump and truly believe Obama was born in Kenya. Like, that's who I was raised by. And there was a point in time where if you'd asked me who I was going to vote for, I would have said whoever the Republican is. Now, that's not how it turned out. And thankfully, I never voted for a Republican president because I got it together before my first presidential vote. But I was brainwashed. And it's not like it's funny, haha, but it's not a joke. You know, there are videos out there. There are a couple videos out there that I've seen that honestly were uncomfortable for me to watch. Like there was a video of this. There's this video of this religious couple, and they were religious enough and like Christian enough that they'd been on one of those like Duggars reality shows, like as guests, because they knew the Duggars. And both of them, the wife and the husband, cried. Because they talk about how they didn't want to vote for Trump the first time, but they had to because they were good Christians. And they didn't want to vote for Trump the second time because he was un-Christ-like, but they had to because they were good Christians. And then they voted against Trump this time. And the cognitive dissonance of betraying what they were raised was fucking them up. And that is so real. For this channel over here, I got a comment that says, you're literally describing my brother with the passive bad. We have to reach across the aisle and accept the passively bad people, because the reason people wind up being passively bad, especially young white men, is because they're told you need to be better. And the bad guys go, we'll take you just as you are. You know, the first time a high school guy cracks a joke that's bigoted in some way because he's being edgy and everyone goes, boo. The shittiest white people go, that shit was funny. Come with us. That's how we're losing these young men. And when we lose them when they're young, it's hard to get them back when they're older, you know? And that's the game the right is playing right now. And they're winning it because, again, the left, and I will say this all the time to shit talk the left, we love eating our own. We love doing things like, you know, and I'm going to pick on my mod that's over here. You know, Vile, bro, you're almost there. You're 97% where I need you to be. But that 3%, go fuck yourself, bro. And we lose each other to that. Nobody fights leftists like leftists. And Republicans go, you're 51% on my side? Good enough. Like, are you the majority my way? Good enough.
And you're like 49% on my side. We'll take you if you'll have us.
Right. Like they are so prepared for the game. And like, I made a video saying this. I posted this video on a couple platforms where I was talking about how the mistake Democrats make. I didn't even say Democrats. I said the mistake every non-Republican voter makes is when their side wins, they relax for 4 years. They relax for 4 years. When a Democratic president gets in office, everyone that's not a Republican, other than the most extreme left, which is still fringe, and they're not extremists, they're just the most extreme left, go, whoo, whoo, we're in charge now, we can relax. Republicans push every day, whether they're in charge, whether they're not. They push every day. And we need to push every day, and we need to accept that our brethren are not necessarily going to be the people that we align with 100%. To continue picking on my mods, I'm going to pick on one of my mods that's not here, so he can't defend himself. One of my mods is named Christian. And Christian and I agree 98% on politics. 98%. And you know what we do about that 2%? We fucking bicker privately. And like we joke about the fact that someday when there's a further than left Democrat utopia in this country, you're going to be my enemy. But for now, you're my best friend. Like, and that's the way we have to do. That's the way we have to do it. Hold on, I want to read this comment. The problem with my brother is he never learned how to think on his own, so he just copies what his peers suggest without questioning it. 100%. That is the passively bad. And again, if your brother repeats a joke that the actively bad people said around other good people, and they go, that was a fucked up joke, dude. And he goes to his friends and goes, I told that joke with those people, and they said it wasn't funny. They're gonna be like, that's because they're snowflake bitches that don't, like, that's how they fucking get us. That's how they get us. And we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware of it. We need to be prepared for it. And we need to adjust.
Like, don't not push back, but you have to push back in the right way.
Yeah, like, you know, like, you can't say that was a fucked up joke, dude. What I like to do, what I personally like to do, is I like to flip that joke on something about them. Like, somebody makes a joke about women. If they're fat like me, I love to make a fat joke because I'm also fat. And I'll turn the fat joke on them. They'll be like, you know what's wrong with women? X. And I'll be like, you know what's wrong with fat guys? X. And they go, oh. And I go, I was just showing you how you're making women feel. And for a guy that doesn't get no bitches, maybe the way you're making women feel is why you don't get no bitches. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they get, fuck you. And sometimes they go, aha. Like sometimes it fucking clicks. Over here, the comment was, they rarely will change unless it affects them directly or someone they care about deeply. That's Republicans. Like, most Republicans hate gay people until one of their kids comes out as gay. And some of them still hate their own kids, but a lot of them go, well, I guess gay people are fine. You know, a lot of them. I was a sexist piece of shit when I was a young man. I have no shame in saying I was a sexist piece of shit. And somebody treated my sister in a way that I didn't like. And because I was a sexist piece of shit, and I also was full of toxic masculinity, I beat the guy up. And my sister, who has forever been smarter than me, said, I appreciate you beating that guy up for what he did. And I was like, thank you, I'm a good brother. And she went, now explain to me the difference in what he did and the way you treat other girls. Look, that's what happened. That was my light bulb moment. Because I was treating girls exactly like I wasn't as bad as the guy I beat up, but I was definitely like, I was part of the culture that allowed that guy to be bad. You know what I mean? Like I was part of the culture that condoned that shit. Now it was also the mid-90s and every dude was, because our movies and our media taught us to be that way, but that doesn't change things, you know? Hold on one second. I love telling if your friend has a ton of crazy exes, your friend is the common denominator. Yes, Kilrona, I cannot tell you how many dudes I have broken through with that. And more importantly, how many ladies I've broken through to because of that. How many women that are like, oh, you know, this happens. And I'm like, maybe it's the type of guy you date. Maybe you're not crazy. Maybe it's the type of guy you date is driving you to do crazy shit. And I said that to a friend one time and she was like, fuck you. And I'm like, no, You need to talk to a shrink, and you need to figure out why you like these fucked up guys. And she did, because she already had a shrink. I didn't know that until she told me. And she stopped dating fucked up guys. Like, sometimes it really is. But, you know, I say this about my depression because for those of you that don't know, I struggle with depression and I have the spicy sads. And I say this all the time. Am I overreacting or is the world that fucked up? Ow, fuck. I'm fine.
No, I did have one friend who I was friends with for like a decade, and I knew he said that a couple of exes were like nuts, right? But I didn't really hear too much about it, and it took 10 years, and he was dating somebody who I became friends with, and she left him, and she was like, oh, but by the way, he was really shitty and fucking abusive. And then all these other stories about him started coming out of the woodworks.
It's always the way it is.
I was like, holy fuck, dude. Because he 100% used me as a shield.
It's always the way it is. That's always the way they fucking do it. Now, that's an actively bad person, not a passively bad. But yes.
True.
There it is. All right, I'm going to warn you all now so you know. I am going to sneeze and my face is going to get all fucked up. I'm fine. I'm using a cleaner that I'm a little bit allergic to sanitize some of my tools. So when you see me like, I'm fucking fine.
Just a little bit allergic. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just a little allergic. I'm fine. I'm just telling you. Go ahead.
You gotta be careful about that, though.
I do. And 99% of the time when I use it, I wear a mask. But I'm live right now.
Oh, I just meant that, like, the more times you expose yourself, the more likely you are to develop a worse allergy.
Yep. Oh, I know. Again, I actually have a mask over here that lives in a Ziploc bag. And I will take it, like I'll wash my hands, I'll take it out of the bag, I'll put it on, I'll use this chemical. Once it's diluted, I'm actually fine. It's just when it's first. And I found for whatever reason, when I pour it into existing water, I don't know if it like aerates more, but when I put water on it afterwards, it's less bad. But yeah, I normally put a mask on, mix it, and then take the mask off. It's just not how it played out today. And I may be fine, you know? But again, if you see me react, I'm totally good. Vereen, see? But like Vereen said over in this chat, he had a friend that he trusted that was a bad person. I'm not going to quote what he said because it might kill my life. And, you know, like, it is okay to know that you weren't good enough at that age. You know, I will tell anyone that will listen, 90s me, even early 2000s me, not a good person. Not because he wanted to be a bad person, but because every bit of media I consumed taught me to be a bad person. So I was just doing what I was taught to do, you know? I was mimicking the heroes in the movies I was watching. I was following the norm. I also think this is why older generations get so mad at younger generations, because when younger generations know better, we have to accept that we were wrong and we did fucked up shit. And that's really hard on a lot of people. A lot of people cannot accept that they were wrong and did fucked up shit. I will tell you, it's a hard pill to swallow. I'm not going to lie. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's especially a hard pill to swallow when the people that are teaching you what you did was wrong are people that you think are dumbasses, which is often the case with older people looking at young people. We think they're dumbasses, and then they get something right, and you're like, well, fuck. In this moment, I'd like to quote Muhammad Ali, who said, if you are the same man at 40 that you were at 20. You wasted 20 years. Whew. Oh, man.
I mean, I think almost all of us had really poor examples around us pretty consistently when we were younger.
Absolutely.
And we have to strive to be better than they were, you know?
How do I say this? I feel bad about the bad shit that I did, but I also, I know that I was doing the best with the information I had, and I can't beat myself up. Cheyenne, your whole FYP is about ice raids? Me fucking too. I also live in a city where they're actively doing them, so my whole FYP is fucking ice raids. It's crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. And it's like, are people overreacting? No. Do we need to fuck with ice? Yes. If I see ice in the street, am I going to run? Also, yes. Because the reality is, racist white dudes always look at me and think I'm Mexican. Because they always think every brown person is Mexican, and they always think I'm brown. So when I see a racist white dude in an ice uniform, I'm fucking running.
Okay, that's actually crazy, though.
What's that?
I said that's actually nuts.
Oh, I cannot tell you how often the shittiest dudes will be like, go fuck yourself, amigo. And I'm like, wrong kind of not you, motherfucker. I'm white. I'm just not stupid and racist. I don't know why that had a very Mitch Hedberg vibe to it. Like, I'm just not white and racist. I can't do his voice. Vereen, how do people join ICE? Because they're bad people. Because they're part of the actively bad we discussed earlier. Like, how do people become cops? Who the fuck knows? How do people that become cops and get disillusioned stay cops? Who the fuck knows? I will tell you, even though there's triple the people here than they are there, I do like that it's recording, so it will be referenceable if anyone wants to watch it or anyone missed anything. I do like that.
Yeah, your Twitch has been up and down.
What's that?
Said your Twitch viewers have been up and down. I have it up on my computer tab.
Yeah. It's fine. I know it's going to be down now because there's competition for leftist viewers right now, and it's pretty stiff. And
oh yeah, Hassan Abi's on.
Vereen, yeah, but remember, people that are doing ICE, people that work at ICE, are the people that believe like there's wolves at the door. If they're good people. Some people are just racist pieces of shit, you know? Like, the FBI actually did a study 20 plus years ago about how white supremacists were, like, integrating themselves into police forces around the country, and the Republicans made them squash it, and that's not bullshit. You can look that up. That's for fucking real. But it's the ones that are good people, they truly think they're keeping the wolves from the door. And some of them quit, and then some of them become bad people. Just like some people become a cop and they're truly a good person, and then they hit the path where they either need to stop being a cop or they become a bad person. And that's so fucking for serious. Because everyone you know will tell a story about, I knew a guy and he became a cop and he couldn't do it and he quit. Great. You actually knew a good person that became a cop, but you didn't know a good cop because he couldn't be a good cop, so he left. Is ICE new? Vereen, the thing I used to say about ICE, obviously it's still true, is Monster energy drinks are older than ICE. Just to give you an idea of how new that shit is. Monster energy drinks are older than ICE. Maybe it's Red Bull. One of those drinks is older than ICE. Either way, clearly fucking new, you know? Now I'm going to need to Google it because clearly that fact's going to become important again. Because 51% of America is fucking stupid. Not even that. 51% of Americans that voted are fucking stupid. And it's probably not even that. I'd have to do some math. 2003, there we go. Thanks for looking that up for me. Appreciate you, Ivy. Then it probably is Monster, because I'm thinking of what I was doing in my life in 2003. By the way, this is where I shamelessly plug my website, thatweirdgeckoguy.com, that has links to all my other cool shit. So if you're enjoying my shit here, you can see cool shit other places, if you know what I mean. Oh, what time is it? It's just after 1. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. I really don't fucking want to do these chores right now, by the way. Cheyenne, I'm a 99 baby, and they probably brainwashed my generation so hard. Hate to break it to you, there's no generation in the U.S. that hasn't been brainwashed. We're all brainwashed, 100%. We are all brainwashed. Ooh. By the way, if you want to see a glaring example of how brainwashed we are, go on Little Red Book and meet your fucking neighbors across the globe and see how different they are than we were propagandized to believe. It is mind-blowing. Because when I tell you it is nothing, Apple, everyone is susceptible to propaganda, 100%. And you know who's the most susceptible to propaganda? People that say they're not susceptible to propaganda.
That they're not.
Every time. Because propaganda is just marketing for policy, not product. And we all know that marketing works on every single person. But for some reason, people are like, propaganda doesn't work on me. I literally will not, once I determine something's propaganda, I won't platform it. I won't listen to it. I won't stitch it. I won't use its audio because I'm not going to spread it. I'll tell other people what the propaganda was, but I will not fucking give that propaganda to the world. You will, unless it's glaringly important to prove someone said something or did something, like the very short clip I did of Elon giving his heart to us, just so no one could say it didn't happen, I don't fucking use that shit. But Brian, yeah, I will tell you, it also broke my heart when the Chinese friends I've made have been like, our government says this horrible thing about your country. That has to be propaganda, right? And I'm like, no, actually, that's real. That's real. That's true. Like, there's no way you can go bankrupt from an ambulance ride, can you? No, that's true. That's true. That wasn't Chinese propaganda. That was U.S. stupidity. Oh. I'm not plugging that for any other reason other than it's my favorite social media platform I've ever been on. Just FYI. Oh, man. Vile, did I tell you I got to do a music? Not gotta. I'm going to do a music live stream because of that other app.
I saw it on your Discord.
Hey, somebody recommend good Chinese music to me is up to 200 fucking comments. 200 comments of check out this band, check out that band, check out this band.
I'm trying to whistle, but my mic isn't picking it up.
I keep meaning to ask you, I keep meaning to DM you, Vile, but I'm just going to ask you here. As one of my gender non-conforming friends, did you see that video that was like, what was it, 6 months ago-ish? Where the trans man was like doing videos asking guys how guys do certain things. And one of them was like, hey, guy, how do you woo? Did you see that one?
I think I vaguely recall something like that, yeah.
It was the most wholesome fucking exchange I've ever seen on TikTok. Just shit tons of dudes being like, all right, here's how you do it. Woo! This night, like, it was so, I don't know why, it was so funny and so wholesome and so real. Because when you're with the guys at the bar, if you can't woo and something happens.
Yeah. Because the testosterone that they had taken made it really difficult for them to do the thing. That's how it works your vocal cords. So
that does make sense. Because
when you take testosterone, it thickens up your vocal cords, and so people on T literally need to learn how to use their vocal cords and stuff.
Interesting. I did not know that.
It's the same reason why why teenage boys' voices do the same thing's happening there.
That makes sense. I just had no idea. See the things I learned. Vareen, that was another good one. This is what we need to be using the goddamn internet for. Building communities and being nice to each other. I got to make a video about going outside and meeting your community, but I haven't done that one yet. Maybe I'll do that one after I'm off this live. Oh. I was hanging out with that weird gecko wife tonight, and I was looking at a screenshot I took, and the screenshot had the time in it, and all of a sudden I was like, holy shit, it's 2 a.m. And she's like, no. And I'm like, oh, it's a screenshot on my phone, never mind. And now my brain thinks that moment skewed my brain, and I'm like, is it 4? Is it 5? It's 1:20. It's 1:20. I'm fine. Oh. Ivy, I like that too. Again, great fucking app. Great app. Loving it over there. I'm never leaving. Not until they kick me out. Oh. Anyone have any questions for me? Anyone want to talk about anything, or should I just keep monologuing?
Keep going, man.
What's that?
So keep going.
Sometimes I feel like that fucking villain from The Incredibles, like, you got me monologuing.
Yeah. Syndrome.
Not gonna lie, I'm very proud of this fucking card I've built. My wife came down the stairs, and I'm measuring, and I got a drill, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, this cart doesn't do what I want it to do, so I'm gonna make it. And it works pretty fucking good. What's that?
It's not the worst idea.
No. No, not at all. I was not a handy young man. I didn't really become handy until my late teens. God. I wish I could teach everyone how to be handy. I debated making videos like that, and I made a couple, but they just didn't do any numbers, so I deleted them. Because I was like, all right, there's people out there making videos like this that'll teach people. I don't need to make things. And then I just started resharing.
We got a trans handyman already.
I literally was about to say, and then I just started sharing Mercury's videos with people. I literally did. Like, people were like, how do I do this, Nick? And I'm like, Mercury Stardust, change your garbage disposal. There you go.
True.
Oh, I haven't refollowed Mercury yet. That's another person I need to refollow. I unfollowed everyone on this app when they were taking it from us. Because I had concerns when they gave it back. We weren't necessarily going to get our accounts back. And I wanted to make sure that I had found everyone somewhere else. So I used
use your following list as a checklist.
Yep. And I keep thinking of people being like, fuck, I haven't refollowed them. Earlier today, I was like, why haven't I seen any of Jen Capra's content? Because I have not refollowed her yet. That's why. That's why I haven't seen it. You're tinkering? Tinker away, my friend. Kilrona, that insurance, like, again, artists are always ahead of their time. Somebody brought up sci-fi earlier, and I want to say this. Art, especially sci-fi, is a critique of the present so much. So when people are like, oh, that's going to happen in the future. No, that's happening now. Vi, did you see, what is it, District 9?
The one with the aliens in the ghetto?
Yep. That's...
I think I vaguely recall it, but I don't really recall it. Does that make sense?
I was talking with a friend about that movie shortly after it came out. And he's like, that's really how we're going to handle it if aliens ever come here. And I'm like, dude, that's how we're handling shit in life now. And he just looked.
That's how we handle aliens now.
He just looked at me and was like,
actually call them aliens.
It had not clicked for him that that's not fucking the future. That's today. That's how we treat those people right the fuck now. The most thinly veiled commentary ever? Yes, it was. And I will give it credit for as ham-fisted as it was, it actually wasn't bad. Like, they beat you over the head with the message, and it was still a good fucking movie. What gets me is the amount of people that cry during that movie, and they're like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm like, how do you not know why you're crying? If you don't cry during that movie, I don't fucking trust you. Like, that movie was such a clear statement about our loved ones. Ivy, that's because we really haven't advanced since the 80s. Thanks, Reagan. Thanks, Reagan. Like, we're in the fucking bad place, for sure. It blows my mind. Oh, man. By the way, to those of you over in the YouTube or the Twitch, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm doing double duty, but I'm happy to engage. Apple, while we're talking about Panther parties, you want to hear something crazy? The most revolutionary thing, and the thing that the government actually hated the most about the Black Panthers, was their food programs. Now they're propagandized into being this military fucking force, which they were not. They did some resistance shit, but look up what they did for food. Look up how they dealt with food deserts decades before anyone else. It's fucking amazing. It is absolutely fucking amazing. Thought you were talking to me for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I'm over at my other place that I don't stream from, and so I have my dog. You want to see him? He's an old husky man.
I always want to see dogs. I never don't want to see dogs. Who doesn't want to see dogs?
Okay, well, you're going to have to ignore how messy this is.
What's that?
Sit down. Puppy.
That is an old dog.
Oh, yeah. He's old. Yeah. What are you doing, goofball? Say hi. Got an old little floppy ear.
That is a very cute old dog.
Yeah, he's like 12 or so.
Why is the government pro-food desert? Simple. Because homelessness and poverty are a feature, not a flaw of capitalism. Because if you are afraid to be homeless and you are afraid to be broke, you will stay at jobs you don't want. You will be a good little worker. You won't go to protests if you're working 2 jobs. That is all part of the strategy. And food deserts keep people poor. Food deserts keep people poor, which is why I'm so far left. I don't believe food should be for profit. I don't think any human necessity should be for profit, to be honest. Like food, most clothing, obviously some food can be for profit. Nobody needs a candy bar, you know? Nobody needs any, like some of the fanciest shit. But food, nah. Which is why we need universal basic income, so then people can decide what to do with their necessity money.
I mean, I'll be straight up honest. I don't think we should need money at all. But
So, but here's my take on that. And maybe barter is the way to get there, but I would like a standardized system of the barter. Let's say we had universal basic income, which removed the need for, or we just gave everyone shelter, food, clothes for free. There are going to be artists, right? There are going to be musicians. There are going to be people that fucking like collect comic books and resell them. There are going to be whatever. And they should have a way to get rewarded for what they do. And barter, money makes the barter easier. I have people all the time go, I don't have the money for that lizard. Would you take this video game or this other thing? And it's not something I'm interested in. So the trade doesn't happen. And like also on a large scale, I do think you need like standardized numbers so people don't get taken advantage of. But again, if everyone had universal basic income and their needs met, Vereen, I'm going to push back. You are not a capitalist. You live under capitalism.
I'll be right back. The dog needs taken out.
Yep. You are not a capitalist. You live under capitalism. And the reason I say that is you don't own the means of production. You aren't banking money. You don't have offshore accounts. So you are not a capitalist. You are living under capitalism. You believe in commerce. You are not a communist. I might venture, Vereen, that you lean to be socialist. Critters, you are talking about Sounds of the Forest, who I have bartered with. You are talking about Sounds of the Forest, who I have bartered with. Because she makes cicadas, which are cicadas where she paints their wings to be a rainbow flag. And she's an artist and she charges a reasonable amount of money for her art. And she was talking about wanting bugs. And I said, I have a bunch of dried, preserved, brood X cicadas. And she's like, oh my God, I want brood X cicadas. And I said, I have a whole bunch of them. And she said, what do you want for them? And I said, I want you to turn one of my brood X cicadas into a brood X cicada for me. And she was like, that's all you want in the trade? I'm like, that's all I want. I just collected them because I knew someday someone I knew would want brood X cicadas. I don't do anything with them. And I sent her my little fucking brood X cicadas, and she sent me back a cicada. And everyone was happy. So that barter worked. You know what I mean? Yeah, Vereen, I don't know how to tell you this. If you believe in that and you believe food shouldn't be for profit and you believe that the people that create the workers that do the work should make way more money than they do and CEOs should make way less, you're a socialist. You are a democratic socialist, but you're a socialist. They have people convinced, they are government have people convinced that socialists are this crazy far leftist fringe thing. If you believe in fucking money, like if you go, I want money, but I want the workers to make the lion's share and the people that sit in the office doing nothing to not make 90%, and you also want cash and bank accounts, you're a democratic socialist. And again, the government pitches it like this crazy fucking thing that's super extreme. They also act like they always paint it out like socialism would never work, yet we have an entire branch of the government designed to prevent it from happening. So when people say socialism would never work, well, guess what? The fucking feds think it would. The feds are so afraid of it, they destabilize it worldwide. Yeah, Vereen, like, and it's okay that you are just learning this now, Vereen, but yeah, you are a socialist. Now, how far into socialist, I don't know, but if, like, Vereen, if you want the system we have now, and I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass, if you want the system we have now, but you want minimum wage to be like $40 an hour, and you want ambulances and medical care to be free and shit like that, and you want the CEOs to only be able to have one mega yacht instead of 7, you're a socialist. You may not be as far as me, because I am a firm believer. I am a firm believer that minimum wage should be 150%, 150% of whatever the local poverty line is. That's what I believe minimum wage should be. So if you live in, let's say, Manhattan or Southern California, your minimum wage might literally be $45, $50 an hour. Because that might be what you need to stay out of poverty. But minimum wage should, if you believe minimum wage should afford you the ability to pay your bills and not live paycheck to paycheck and have a 1-bedroom apartment if you want to, like a shitty one because you're at minimum wage, then yeah, you're a socialist. And welcome to the fold, my friend. See, Barine, you are 100%. What you are saying is socialism. And they pitch it to us like it's this extremist value that no one should ever consider. But then when you go, well, what does it actually mean? It's like, people shouldn't starve to death while working 50 hours a week. Like,
they also try to claim that it is just communism, and it's like, no.
Yeah, 100%. Like earlier when I was talking about how me and Christian argue because we 98% agree, where me and Christian differ is when you get to the finish line of a leftist utopia, Christian is a communist and I am a socialist. But I want money. I believe in commerce.
Funnily enough, I think I'm probably somewhere in between you two. So we got the full spectrum.
Yeah, and like I've said this on lives before, but my thing is this. In theory, communism is best. And I think in small communities, in small populaces, where everyone can know everyone, I actually think communism is the best system. But on a planet with billions, you need money. You just do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely one of those people who I'm like, if communism is ever gonna work, it needs to be worldwide or like not really happen at all.
But I don't even think communism would work worldwide when people are making exchanges with people they don't know. Personally, and I might be wrong, that's just what I think.
I have a deep sense of faith in humanity that if all of our needs are taken care of, we want to help each other fill in the gaps. Like, if we all had food, shelter, water, cell phones and Wi-Fi and stuff, that we'd be more willing to, help accommodate for each other for things that aren't as easy to cover. But that is just, a utopian ideal and not necessarily something we can actually, act on anywhere near.
Also, think about it this way. When, if we were to have universal basic income, if we were to have like a livable wage, then what we run into is all of these people. Did you guys eat all of your apple? You did eat all of your apple. We would run into, especially if we then used fucking AI for what it's supposed to be for, and AI was doing the boring shit like putting numbers in spreadsheets so human could make art instead of AI making art so human can fucking fill out spreadsheets. Like if we had that, think of how much art would be made. Think of how much supporting your local artists you would want to do with your fucking money.
I mean, part of the reason that we had these great artists, back in the day, right, was because they had somebody who was taking care of all their needs so they could just do art all day, every day.
Yeah, like we could still have paintings like that if a patron was paying for you to only paint one thing for 2 years. We absolutely shouldn't have the 40-hour work week. It's useless.
I think we only need like an average of 20 hours worked for every person in order to get all of our needs met as a country, or something to that effect.
Yeah, 100%. I actually
110% they're just bullshit jobs. I think my job's a bullshit job, to be honest.
I actually kind of think your job is important, but I also think, honestly, I think your job, you should be able to fuck around, 100% fuck around when there's no work to do. Like, like if your boss walks by and goes, "What are you doing?" and you go, "I'm literally playing D&D on Zoom right now. I will stop if my job is needed." That should be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's actually crazy how efficient we are at getting shit done. Right, mind you, I think my job is bullshit because the whole, like, the company that I work for, to be clear for everyone, I am a security guard. I hate it. It kind of kills my soul, but that's what I do because it puts food on the table and it gives me health insurance without needing a degree. My company sells these security services to places that I don't think need them. And I have so far worked exclusively at places where I don't think I've been needed at all. Most of the time, in the post orders or by the people who are on site with me who are actually working for the companies that we've been hired on to as a third party, most of the time, they openly admit that I'm mostly there to keep homeless people from digging in the trash or getting cigarette butts, and that shit hurts me deeply. Which is why I'm so lax about my job, because I don't give a fuck if a homeless guy wants to take a cigarette butt from the ashtray. I just don't care. I just don't. It's not actually harming anybody to do that. Sorry. If I were in places where I actually felt like maybe security was genuinely needed, that I was contributing to society and actually performing a public good, maybe I would have different feelings. But I feel like I'm doing societal harm, not societal good,
Interestingly, I actually can tell you why your company is able to sell that shit. Big insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Because insurance companies want proof a security guard was there in case some bullshit happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you and I talked about this, or I'm positive you were watching my platform when this happened. When Kendrick Lamar got in trouble because he had police and off-duty police as a security guard in a video shoot, and all these people were shit talking him. I'm like, that's not his idea. That's his insurance company's idea. And I'm sure with you being there, it's because the insurance company says you have to have a security guard there. Which is stupid, but if we got rid of the insurance system we have.
I get paid $19 an hour to play games on my Steam Deck for 8 to 12 hours.
Right, as it should. As it should. But listen, friends, I hate to cut this short, but it's almost 2. And I am starting to break out a little bit from using that chemical. Not break out. I'm just starting to get runny. My nose is getting runny. It always happens late. And I don't want to be blowing my nose on live because that's gross. So I am going to wrap this up. Thank you to all of you that are here. Thank you to all of you that are here. We're going to keep doing this double duty for a while, and we're going to figure out what platform works best. But thank you to everyone. I will see you all soon. Vile,
Later.
Have fun working.